let's hear it, guys. The Leafs win the Battle of Ontario 4-2. And hey, dude, get a load of this. They won their last 4 against the Sens.
Oh, totally. Those are great stats, but the Sens are competing for a playoff spot and the Leafs aren't. Who would you rather be?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an umbrella?
No.
Then why are you raining on my parade?
You ready? Big news. What? Whoa, seriously?
No pigs yet.
What? What was he doing? Wow. Bring him on. Beautiful.
And after I talk about the game, we're going to talk about some other stuff going around the NHL. Leafs win 4-1 against the Ottawa Senators, and the legend of how well the Leafs play in March just continues to grow. Over 1,000 of you read my blog on how the Leafs do in the month of March, and it was featured on the front page of MapleLeafs.com. Phil Kessel opens up the scoring for the Leafs, scoring his 25th of the year from Tyler Bozak and Nikolai Kulemin. I've talked about the Leafs' success lately. This line is on fire. In the second, John Mitchell gets a much-needed goal from Hansen and Chen. Catching the Sens off guard, Grabowski scores one just 19 seconds later from Caputi and Stahlberg, which brings me to the first star of the game. Yes, the Leafs lead 3-0, but the Sens are out shooting the Leafs 22-13 after 2 periods. Enter Jonas Gustavsson in one of the best games of his young NHL career so far. And even though Andy Sutton broke the Monsters' shutout bid, by the end of the game, he stopped 30 out of 31 shots. And get this, in 3 games against the Sens this year, 78 out of 82, or a .951 save percentage against them. Things get a little chippy in the third, though. Phaneuf gets drilled and Alfredson hits Boschman from behind. And speaking of drilled, Sens goalie Brian Elliott took a shot to the mask so hard that it dented it. So he switched into an all-black mask and said, "Nah, I look too much like Martin Gerber." Next shift, goes over to the bench, switches to an all-white mask.
Hey, Canada's next top model. We got a game to play here.
Then to end off the night, after playing a great defensive game, Ricard Wallin scores an empty netter to win the game 4-1 for the Leafs, who have now won 4 of their last 5. Now it's time for other notes around the NHL. Former Leaf Alex Steen, now of the St. Louis Blues, ties a Blues record for the fastest ever goal to start a game just 8 seconds in against the Avalanche. Almost as quickly as Leafs fans regretted when he and Kolyakov were traded for Lee Stempniak. Speaking of which, hey Leafs fans, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but get a load of this. In just 6 games with the Phoenix Coyotes, Lee Stempniak is a +7 and, oh boy, has 6 goals and 1 assist. For the Twitter users out there was a new NHL craze sweeping the Twitter sphere yesterday called NHL Anagrams. You take an NHL player's name, switch around the letters, see what it spells. Darley Zalapski spells, "Really? Ask pizza." This one's from Ashley_28. Dion Phaneuf is, "Nope, I had fun." And this one was the best one I saw from Rask of all trades. Vesa Toskala is aka Lost Save. I like it. I like it a lot. Big news for fans at the bottom of the standings who are following the fall for Taylor Hall. Last year, the Red Line report made headlines by bumping John Tavares from the #1 spot. However, this year, the ISS, that's International Scouting Services, has bumped Taylor Hall for Tyler Seguin. They both put up very similar points in the OHL, but Seguin, the center, beat out Hall, the winger, in the rankings. Personally, I think they're both amazing. I don't think you can really make a wrong choice, but at the same time, I think it makes sense to have the center over the winger. What dost thou think? In other news, Alexander Ovechkin got a 2-game suspension for his reckless hit on Brian Campbell, knocking Campbell out for the rest of the season. What do you think, Goldilocks? Too hard, too soft, or just right? When you look at some of the other suspensions that have been handed out, I say just right. But then consider Campbell's going to miss a lot more than 2 games, and that kind of sucks for the Hawks. And speaking of controversial hits, Thursday, Matt Cooke and the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to take on the Boston Bruins. The first game between the 2 teams since Cooke delivered a high hit to Mark Savard, knocking him out for the rest of the season. Suspension? No. So my question to you, what are the Bruins going to do to this guy? You kind of hope that Cooke gets challenged to a fight, he drops the mitts, they go for a minute, and then it's over. Because the last thing that the league needs is another Steve Moore, Todd Bertuzzi incident. That was a lot of stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be giving you a lot more content from around the NHL for the rest of the season. And for Leafs fans, hey, they went 4-1 against the Sens. Peace out.